Hello, everyone. So today's case, we're going to be talking about Larissa Lonehill. I always feel like I have to apologize because there's not a whole lot of photos, and the photos that I was able to find, they're not the best quality. So I do apologize. Also, there's like usual, not a whole lot of information, but hopefully, this can generate some views and maybe someone out there knows something and something can come of this. I haven't really heard many people talk about this, so I thought it was important to put her name out there. And all the links that I use for research will be down below. Like always, I will also have a link below where you can go to submit case suggestions should you have any. And like always, I encourage you to go and do your own research and form your own opinions about the cases that we are talking about. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So, Larissa was last seen on October 3rd, 2016, from Rapid City, Michigan. She stood at about 5'3" to 5'4" um, feet tall and 120 to 130 pounds. She is Native American and she is part of the Lakota tribe. Her nickname is Rissa, and many use the first name Lisa, or may use the first name Lisa. She has the following tattoos: the name Luda, Luda, on her knuckles, a paw print on her hand, a bear claw with writing on her wrist, and the words Mom and Lisa somewhere on her body. I was not able to find exactly where, I just know they're somewhere on her body. She also has scars on the left side of her face. So prior to her disappearance, she lived in Manderson, South Dakota, on the Pine Ridge Reservation. She would occasionally stay with her sister, Carol Piper, at her home in Rapid City. Larissa is the sixth of 8 children. She loved helping family members with chores and taking care of young children. As a little girl, she was energetic and loved music. She was known for her big heart and her family. She also has a 2-year-old daughter who lives with family, specifically her father's family. She's described as a devoted mother who regularly visited her daughter. If she couldn't get a ride there, she would hitchhike or walk there. While at Carol's home, the two of them got into an argument and Larissa was asked to leave the house. Carol said Larissa had been using drugs and she made Larissa leave after one of their siblings said that they had seen her smoking meth in the bathroom. Their mom also believes that she was into drugs. The last time Carol spoke to Larissa was just a few days, I believe like 4 days, after the argument, and advised her to get some treatment for her drug addiction. That was in September, and in October of 2016, so a month later, Larissa texted her cousin to say that she was going to the Rushmore Mall in Rapid City. And she was going there with 2 male friends from the Pine Ridge Reservation. A few days later, the family still hadn't heard from Larissa or even talked to her or texted her or anything like that, so her brother reported her missing. Police didn't officially announce her missing persons case until 6 months later. It took them 6 months to announce to the public that she was a missing person. That is absolutely ridiculous. So one of the men that she was with on the day that she was last seen claimed that he dropped her off at a party, and she has not been seen or heard from since. So police are intentionally holding back a lot of this case and certain aspects. So while I'm telling you this, you're probably like, certain things aren't really clicking. That is because some things are intentionally being held back. But although they have been doing this, they have said that they have reason to believe that she was murdered and her body may be up to 100 miles outside of Rapid City. So there is a $5,000 reward for any information that leads to people being arrested for this murder or a conviction, or just information that can really just blow this case wide open, because it is still, as far as we know, unsolved. And that is what I have for you. So I know that while I was telling you this, it probably seemed a little choppy and a little weird, and stuff really didn't make sense. And like I said, it is because the police have said that they are intentionally holding stuff back. Um, Part of me doesn't quite believe. Well, I do believe it, and I don't believe it. I kind of feel like this was just something they could say, so people aren't like, "Why aren't you releasing any information? Why does it seem like you're not doing anything?" Because I feel like whenever we talk about these cases, especially cases involving Native American women, there there's very little information. We're lucky if there's more than a couple paragraphs. And I feel like maybe them saying we're intentionally holding pieces back is just so that they can be like, oh, we're not releasing anything because we're trying to hold the integrity of the case. And maybe they are. We could always give them the benefit of the doubt and say, yes, they are diligently working on this because we don't know. They could be diligently working on this. They could have more evidence than we know. They could have more um, suspects that they haven't said anything about. There could be a lot of things that we just don't know that they are truly holding back. But because of that, this case comes off a little bit weird because of what they're holding back. They're holding back certain aspects that could probably make this easier to understand. Instead of she just went to the mall one day with a couple guys and now she's gone. Because that is essentially all we know. Um, as for what I definitely think these two male friends either have something to do with it or they know something. I just think it's super convenient that these are the last two people that she is known to have been with. Um, Even one actually came forward and said that yes, they were with her. And I just think it's super convenient that that one said, oh, well, I dropped her off at a party. And then after being supposedly dropped off at this party, she's not seen or heard from again. Like, who was at this supposed party? Nobody is able to come forward and say, yes, we saw her here. Yes, she was here. It's just a little bit weird. It kind of makes me think that maybe there was never actually a party at all. And that is why I think at least one of them knows more than what they're saying or could possibly be involved. And honestly, that's all we know right now. And maybe we could always say that, yes, he's innocent. He dropped her off at this party. That is truly all he knows. And something could have happened at this party, and that's why um, we don't really know anything about it. We don't know who was there, why anybody has come forward and said anything. Something could have happened at that party, and nobody's speaking. It could have been that. But if the police are saying that they believe that she's been murdered, and her body could be somewhere within 100 miles or up to 100 miles outside of Rapid City, then clearly they do have something. And I just want to know what they know. I want to know if they're looking at these two guys. I want to know if the reason why we don't know that much about this party is because they found something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be really interested in knowing what they know and why, because this happened back in 2016. Why they still haven't released anything? Like, what are they waiting for? They want information, but like we can only help them if they kind of give us a little bit more. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm not making much sense, but I feel like they should give us a little bit more to work with than what they're giving us. I do believe like they have some information, obviously, because they do believe that she was killed. Um, but I don't really know how much they genuinely have. So, and that's why they're not speaking. But that is gonna be the case of Larissa Lonehow. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Please, please, please be respectful, because you never know if her family will come across this, and they shouldn't be met with anything nasty. So please just be respectful in the comments down below. Please try to keep from being like, this person did this, because we don't actually know. So we don't want to slander anybody's name, especially when no names have even been released. So please just be aware of that before you comment. And if Larissa's family comes across this, I am incredibly sorry about Larissa. I hope that her body is found. I hope that there is information that will be brought forward and you can get the justice you guys deserve, and Larissa can finally be at peace. I genuinely hope that something comes forward and this can be solved. But thank you guys so much for listening to Larissa's story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.